Yeah, hey yo, what show we got today? Well, this morning, it's 5:30 in the morning. I missed out on doing it last night. So it's not a late show with Paul Beavis, with Helen DeGeneres. It's a late show with Paul Beavis. So, what's the ramifications for me coming on now instead of coming up earlier on? Well, in this instance, nothing. But what are the ramifications of someone being late for work when they to go and see an interview for a promotion or a new job? They say there's always a ramification, the butterfly effect. For if something doesn't go right the first time, then it just becomes worse and worse and worse. Now, I know we can't go back in time, but how do we then solve the issue of the cause of it in the first place? So for me, I'm doing this show at 5:30 in the morning. It's Friday, but in the US, it'll be Thursday. So in the US, it's Thursday. So I haven't missed out on my day. But it's like one of those things that people just take things too seriously. It's like wars. We have a war. Why do we have a war? Because someone's opinion is so great that it needs to be done or corrected by 1,000,000 people. And for 1,000,000 people to correct something, another 1,000,000 people may have to die as a result of it. That's the ramification of things going wrong. And there's got to be somewhere along the line someone who puts their hand up and says, stop. There's a better way of doing it. Stop. Let's make it a truce. Stop. But then again, is the cycle of life on Earth for humans predetermined before we even get there? Well, let's go back to, well, my dad. I can talk about World War II because my dad was in World War II in New Guinea with the Japanese. So we also had Hitler. Now, would there be a case where it wouldn't have occurred, because if Hitler wasn't there, would someone else be there doing the same work as what he would have been doing? I'm pretty sure there would have been. I don't think it takes one man at the top of something to create a war, unless that one man has the instincts to do something as bad as the wars. Lighter note. But then, on the flip side, there are people out there who make changes to humanity to make life better. Now, we are in a time of change for computers, for software, electrics, that we seem to be floating on air. Well, there's my granddaughter. I might get my granddaughter up and have a look. She can watch this too. Would you like to meet my granddaughter? I'll go and see if she's alright. I can't pause this. I don't know how to pause this. But I stop, and I can't combine the two of them into one to make the one. I'll see how she is. Back in a minute. Oh, actually, I'll do my song. We got Jackson 5. And we will be having Never Can Say Goodbye with Jackson 5. Here we go. It's good time to play it. Now, that was Never Can Say Goodbye with Jackson 5. Now, Jackson 5, the recording features 11-year-old Michael Jackson singing a serious song about a love, with the accompaniment of his brothers. Although such a record was unusual for a teenage group, Never Can Say Goodbye was a number 2 hit on the Billboard Pop Singles Chart and a number 1 hit on the Billboard Black Singles Chart in the United States. In the United Kingdom, it reached number 33 in UK Singles Chart. An alternate version appeared on Jackson 5 CD, I Want You Back, unreleased masters released in 2009. Now, released March 16, 1971, vinyl record. Recorded June 1970, Hitsville West, Los Angeles, California. Soul was genuine. Motown was the label. Clifton Davis, writer, and Hal Davis, producer. Now, don't you have Now, do they still have a black singles chart? Or do they just have a singles chart now? Now, it seems like it's really strange that we have a colour differential down to as far as the music. And this is in 1971. You think, well, oh, here we go. Hot R&B hip hop songs is a chart released weekly by Billboard in the United States. The chart, initiated in 1942, is used to track the success of popular music songs in urban or primarily African American venues. So they started off the chart hits as being a black single. Or was it some guy thought, well, we can't have their singles being better than the white singles? Is there really that great a distinction between the black and the white? I thought we were all the same people. It may well be. I'm not sure if there's still, well, they still have hip hop as a type of song. So there is a distinction between the two of them to say that there is still a discrepancy between the nature of people to the type of songs that are being sung. And this then comes back to tagging. And you know, I'm trying to get rid of tags to stop the bullying. Because, in effect, they say it's no longer an issue today between one nature of person to another nature of person. It's really funny, it's really strange, not funny, strange. There's still a discrepancy between the nature of a person, whether it be by colour, by religion, by the age. So therefore, we've got the numbers, we've got the religion, and the hierarchy. All that make an issue which will create somewhere along the line someone who doesn't like what the other person is doing. So let's try and see if we can get away from being discriminative, and therefore when we talk about the nature of a song, I know there's different types of songs, but let's say we could have a hip hop song that could be won by a guy that's white, or we can have what's the prevalent white person song? I'm not sure. A classic being sung by a black person. Now, it's only by the skin. It's not by what sits on the inside. What sits on the inside is all the same. We all know everyone is pink on the inside. Everyone has the same colour of blood. So let's all be a bit more congenial and live together. Now, I should have looked up to find out what sort of jokes we could do, and I'll have to wait until my next show, because I'm not sure if there's anything funny about today, or yesterday, or tomorrow. Tomorrow will always come. Yesterday's always been. And today isn't today, today is this morning. Can we put something that's comical? Maybe we should change all the red lights to green lights. But then again, someone's going to have to stop to get through the lights if they're all green. Although I've seen that when all the lights are out, people still have the nature to know that when they get to an intersection, they still got to stop and look and give way. But so it's put into the mind of people that this is the normal way of doing things, and this is the way it should be done. Although then you get to an intersection, they have an arrow to say green or red or yellow, amber, to say if you can do a right hand turn. And people probably just sit there and wait for the arrow to go, not realising there's no lights. So that's where probably the accident will happen, is that they're working out, well, how are we going to do this? And it doesn't matter if it's a policeman or someone gets out of the car and stands in the middle of the road and starts giving directions, they'll believe it has been true as the way of doing things. That's where we come back to now. We're talking about governments earlier on. We're talking about health of people. We've just had a multi-million-dollar accelerator generator put into Narra Hospital, Charlotte Hospital, and that's for circulating the blood for those who have go through chemotherapy, I think. That they don't have to go all the way to Wollongong to do it. I understand that we need to provide the service to all, but not just to the minority. We've got to show as much respect to a minority of people as we do to the majority of people. But what I come back to saying is that the health of a person has been determined by a doctor, or that someone along the way has said that this is the nature of way things are headed for you to do, and you follow the nature of that person because that's the person who has the authority to tell you to do it. Because there has been people of authority who have told you to do something that's not quite the right thing, but you still do it anyway. So one day there might be a chance, a time, when you need to stand up and say, that's not the right way of doing it. And well, maybe by doing that might increase the quality of life to the person who's going through something that they don't really want to go through. It just means that you got to stand back and say, hold on, there might be a better way of doing this. Well, this was a very serious show today, wasn't it? That was the Paul Beavis show. And yes, I've crossed up 3 days now. Yes, I'm keeping up to date. So, we'll catch you again this afternoon. So, I'm keeping up with the days on my shows. And I love you all. We'll catch you. Well, this is the 8th of March 2013. In effect, it should have been the 7th of March 2013. And it's 5:55 in the morning. And that's sailor's time as well, because it's not PM. Alright, love you all. Bye.